Are you frustrated because you are practicing intermittent fasting and you're still gaining weight? In today's video, I'll give you 5 reasons why that might be happening and also how to fix it. The first reason you may be gaining weight is because you're exercising. Now, this is probably the most frustrating reason because we all have it in our minds that, if you just eat less and move more, then you're going to lose weight. However, the tricky part of exercising is that when you exercise, especially if you are exercising with a lot of intensity, it actually will most likely increase your appetite. And that's not good because when your appetite is increased, then you eat more food just naturally. You may feel like you're kind of eating the same amount, but because your appetite is greater, your intake of food will naturally want to increase. And it can be really difficult to just force yourself to eat less food than what you feel like you need. On the other hand, though, you might be doing a lower intensity kind of exercise. It very well may be that you think that you're entitled to eat more because you're, working out, because you're doing some form of exercise. For example, that was something I dealt with back when I started walking 6 miles a day. I thought, well, hey, 6 miles a day, that's a lot. That's a lot of walking to do. And when you have that mindset, you can think, well, I've earned it. I can have that, fill in the blank, whatever that thing is, because I've burned that many calories. But the thing is, it's very easy to overestimate the calories you've actually burned. And so it's better to kind of just not even think about the exercise you've done or not done and to focus on just eating less. Because ultimately, if the scale is moving up, it does mean that you're eating too much. Which brings us to the second reason you may be gaining weight. You may not have any idea how many calories you're eating. Now, I do not count calories and I hate counting calories and I think it's really time consuming and stressful and I don't recommend it. However, if you have no idea how many calories you need and how many calories the things that you're eating have in them, then it would be helpful to you if you learn those two things. Unfortunately, it is very easy to eat too many calories. They add up really fast. For example, if you went to Chick-fil-A and you ate the 4-count chicken strips with a medium order of fries with 2 sauce packets and a cookies and cream shake, you would have just consumed 1,740 calories. Just at one meal. Meanwhile, your average woman who's trying to lose weight would need to eat about 1,500 calories a day. So that means just that one meal has too many calories in it. So what can you do about that? You can use calculators that are available online for free to show you how many calories you need to be consuming every day. And you can also figure out about how many calories you've been consuming. Now, this is very difficult to do in hindsight, although that's one good way to do it. You can sit down and jot down, based on your memory, everything you've eaten in the past week. Just start with the most recent day, write everything down, and then go back to the day before and the day before and the day before. Now, you're probably going to forget some things that you ate because it's very easy to just, pick up a bite of food here and there, and those things do add up. Another option would be to, for a week, write down everything you eat. As you're eating it, write it down, and then, add up the calorie counts of those things. And then you can see, about how much you're eating each day. Now, the third reason you may be gaining weight is because you're stressed. I have found through experience that it is just very easy to eat too much when you are eating for comfort. And the really tricky part of this is many times you don't even know you're doing it. In fact, I usually can only figure out that I'm doing this in hindsight. If the scale starts to go up and it's just trending up over time, and I'm kind of like, I don't feel like I'm, eating more than usual. I don't really know what's going on. When I really sit down and look at my life, I realize I'm stressed out. And, and some people point out, it's like, oh, well, you've got, increased cortisol and stuff like that when you're stressed. And maybe that contributes a little bit. But in my own opinion, I've seen for myself, I tend to just eat more. I just sit down, at the end of the meal, I usually find like, oh, I feel overly full. And I don't mean to, but it is a thing that happens. The first thing is just to try your best to, when you're eating, try not to be comforting yourself with the food, which again is difficult to do because sometimes you don't even realize you're doing it. Another thing, though, is to journal out your thoughts and your feelings and all the things, just write it all out in a journal or talk it out with someone. I find it very helpful to talk to my husband or my priest about things that are stressing me out. And of course, the best thing you can do is to take action on the stress. If there's some sort of action you need to take, go ahead and take that action. The fourth reason you might be gaining weight is because it's just water weight, which is not really the weight gain that, should worry you. Salty foods, sweet foods, your period, and medication are all things that can cause you to put on water weight. And the thing about water weight is that it's annoying and it goes away though. So there's really nothing you can do about it as far as, it is going to come on and it's going to leave, and it's going to come on fast and it's going to leave relatively fast. Usually 2 to 3 days is what I've seen for myself, where, if I have a big increase in my water weight, it'll go down, in a few days. The main thing is to just not let it bug you, just to try to be patient and to know that it will go away. I found it really helpful to just start to make a note of the foods that put on water weight so that I could just mentally prepare, okay, I'm eating ramen noodles tonight. So 2 days from now, I'm going to have an increase in weight, but it's going to go away. So like within 2 more days, it's going to be done with. And I don't really have to worry about it. And there are some foods that you might not think would bring on water weight that actually do for some people. I've had people tell me, salad or pickles or cheese does it for them. The main action you can take on this one is just to do nothing and be patient. The fifth reason you're gaining weight is because you're not paying attention to what you eat. Now, I don't mean that you need to change the foods you're eating. That's not what I mean. What I mean is that you're not paying attention to the food as you're eating it. Looking at your phone or watching TV while you're eating is a great way to gain weight. It's very easy to overeat when your attention is focused elsewhere. Another problem this can create is that when you're, trying to figure out how many calories you're eating, if you're doing a lot of distracted eating, you're going to be way off on your calorie counts because you really won't remember that you ate so much. So it'll just make it really hard to troubleshoot your weight gain. And I would challenge you right now, if you are in the habit of distracted eating, meaning you sit down and then you also are doing something else, like whether that's, watching TV or even reading a book or, looking at your phone. Instead, for the next week, challenge yourself to sit down and eat the food and only focus on that. No distractions while you're eating. I think you'll be surprised at what a huge difference it makes. So those are 5 reasons why you may be gaining weight, even though you're practicing intermittent fasting very consistently and you're never going off plan. I know that that's frustrating when it happens, so I hope this video helped you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.